Ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Bulls have finally ended their preseason, and I guess it's safe to say that this game especially was very up and down. We had a lot of negatives to discuss, but also a few positives, and overall, we ended it on a positive note with a victory once again against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, it's not a natural victory. It's not a victory that I think many people will take too much consideration into, but a win is a win, and let's talk about this win in this video. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aiden Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. Today, we've got a Chicago Bulls versus Oklahoma City Thunder preseason Game 4 reaction. We're going to go through the game that we played today against the Oklahoma City Thunder. We have a few things to discuss, and we also have a few positives and a few unknown players that may not be given recognition for the rest of their season. They should get recognition in this video. But before we get any further, please like and subscribe to the Aiden Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below who was your player of the game, and also who was your most improved player, or who would you like to see improve going into the first game of the regular season, because that is what we have to look forward to now. But before we get anything into the regular season, let's talk about this game, the Chicago Bulls versus the OKC Thunder. The Chicago Bulls won this game 105-103 in a very tight affair in the fourth quarter. Now, anybody that watched this game knows that the Chicago Bulls were down and out for most of this game. More than 20 points in the third quarter. I believe it was 71-90 actually at the end of the third quarter, so a 19-point deficit. In the second quarter, we were poor. In the first quarter, we competed. In the third quarter, we were poor. And in the fourth quarter, I guess the role players, the players that are looking to find a spot on this team, the players that are looking for an opportunity in the NBA, rose to the occasion and ended up getting the victory for us in what was probably a game we didn't deserve to win. So that is always going to be a positive when you have players that are coming out here ready to compete, no matter if it's garbage time minutes or it's a chance to win the game. We brought in a unit in the fourth quarter that not many people like, not many people even think will be our main bench unit. Came out there and showed themselves, and it was really, really good game. But we can't ignore the negatives. Again, this is just preseason. If we lost this game, it's still just preseason. It's always good to get a victory. A lot of people might be happy. A lot of people might understand that situation where we got the win, but our main lineup was not great today. In fact, it was actually very, very bad. But again, these are things that are worrying, of course. The way that we played defense today, the way that we gave up open threes is always going to be worrying. The way that our shots didn't fall today is just unlucky, to be honest. We had a lot of fantastic shots in the game, especially in the first half. We had a lot of open shots, but the shots don't fall and their shots do. And that's our defensive faults and our unluckiness on the offense that made that game, to be honest, very far-fetchable. And we did get it. We ended up getting the victory, but that was a game that I did not expect us to win once the third quarter rolled around. I thought it was a lost cause. We move on into the regular season. Hopefully, we can be able to shoot better at the very beginning of the regular season. Otherwise, when it actually counts, it's going to be done and dusted, and we won't end up getting that win against the Hawks if we shoot like that. So that's just the way that it is. This was a very, very underwhelming performance. So many players did not step up. So many shots did not go in. Our defense was bad, especially on the pick and pop. Now, a lot of their players, their best players today, Mike Muscala, Al Horford, two that really come to mind. George Hill made a fantastic difference for the OKC Thunder as well. But the centers is what made the difference. The big men for the OKC Thunder is what made the difference. The three-pointers that we gave them is what made the difference. And that is ultimately why OKC might walk away with a loss here, but I honestly don't feel like the Oklahoma City fans, the team themselves, feel like they got a loss here, because in the end, preseason, it doesn't necessarily count towards the regular season, but I feel like if they had their regular lineup in, with our regular lineup in, when it's supposed to be in the regular season, if we were coming back the way that we did, both teams would not play their garbage time players. So OKC probably would have won that game in the regular season. So these are things we need to take into consideration. These are the things that we need to look at and understand how it's happened. Now, again, this shows a lot of mixed signals. So let's move on to individual players. The players that impressed me today. Now, there are a few up and down performances again, so there's not going to be many people on this list. But I do have to say, Larry Markkinen and Zach LaVine, fantastic today on the offensive side. I actually thought Zach LaVine's defense today was sensational. On-ball defense has improved dramatically, and hopefully he can carry that over into the regular season where it really shows. Because many people will have the eyes on the regular season, and if he can have that on-ball defense with the offensive firepower, he will be playing more minutes in the regular season as well. Honestly, I can truly say he is fighting for an all-star spot this year. Of course, same with Larry Markkinen. Finally, the shots, Larry Markkinen has been taking the same shots all preseason. So I'm just thankful that now that they went in, because 22 points, for Larry Markkinen, it would be 22 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. A very solid effort from Larry Markkinen. He was one of the best offensive players today, got the layups, pushed and drove the ball into the hole and got some scores there, and he opened this game up with some threes. It's the perfect offensive game for Larry Markkinen. Now, I want to see him score more. He will get more minutes, he'll get more playing time, he'll get more shots. He played as a 5 today again, which is very, very good. I love to see Larry Markkinen as a 5. At the end of the day, he's 7'1". Why can't he be a center in this league? It's as simple as that. Sometimes you go big, sometimes you go small. Larry Markkinen can do both, so it's impressive. Look, the rest of our starting lineup, Wendell Carter had an okay game in terms of the offensive side. He has 6 assists and 8 points and 6 rebounds, but defensively, Wendell Carter was not great today. Got bullied by Al Horford multiple times, allowed Al Horford to shoot the exact same three possessions in a row. So defensively, Wendell Carter wasn't as good as we would like to see, but offensively he was fine. He made some shots, he didn't make a 3 once again, so he ends the preseason only making 1 3. Moving on into the bench, I was very impressed with Chandler Hutchison today. Chandler Hutchison had 11 points, 1 assist and 8 rebounds, nearly a double-double for Chandler Hutchison. Had amazing steals as well. Perfect performance. We also had, of course, Simi Shitsu. I hope I said his name correctly, but this guy off of the bench, 13 points and 6 rebounds in 1 quarter, and I think he was the main reason we won the game, because in the 4th quarter, we played our garbage time minutes. We played the players that are trying to find a spot on this team and find spots in the NBA. Shitsu is going to be one of them. But that performance was fantastic from a player looking for a spot in the NBA, and that's how you make your mark. That's how you show teams that you're ready to play, that you're ready to ball, that you're ready to find your way in this league. That is a beautiful performance from him, and I'm very, very happy. I'm very happy he got his opportunity. I'm very happy that he had the scoreline that he did. I'm very happy that he got basically single-handedly in that 4th quarter got us the victory. So he deserves a lot of praise today. There's no ifs or buts about it. I understand that he might not be a permanent player for the Chicago Bulls in the long-term future, but for this game, this is the type of player that might not get recognition for the entire season, might not even play for a lot of the season if he does stay on this team. But that is a way to make your name. That is a way to make your claim in the NBA. He deserves a lot of praise for that performance. 13 points and 6 rebounds in 1 quarter. It's phenomenal play. And if that was any other player, if that was Zach LaVine that had that, if that was Larry Markkinen that had that, if that was Wendell Carter that had that, in 1 quarter, it would have been a fantastic quarter. I would be praising them from the moon and back. So I feel like it's well deserved as well for Simi Shitsu here. And of course, those are the players that I really had a good feeling about. There are players that do need to improve as well. Kobe White, Otto Porter, Wendell Carter defensively. There are players there that do need to improve for sure. Now let's move on into, in my opinion, the player that needs to improve the most, and that was Kobe White. Kobe White today did not show a good offensive game. His stat line was 4 points, 3 assists, and 9 rebounds. 9 rebounds is fantastic for a point guard position, but defensively, I think he gave away a lot of fouls, and unfortunately, that's a thing that I think we're going to see a lot with Kobe White this year. He didn't make any open shots. He didn't make any shots whatsoever, really. He had 4 points. Facilitating wasn't there. I think Kobe White just had an overall bad game today, and that's going to happen. He's a young player. Just because it's his 2nd season doesn't mean he instantly gets consistency like that. It's not going to be like that. He's a very young, very inexperienced player. he will get inconsistent games. But for the most part, we have a lot of faith in him. For the most part, he's clearly our second best player. For the most part, he is going to be a key difference in if the Bulls have a good season or a bad season. So I'm not going to take too much into this Kobe White issue. It was a bad game, but you move on from things like that. And you move on to the next game where hopefully he picks it up and has a good game. My player of the game, I'm going to give it to Larry Markkinen. Just to be honest, the reason why is he gets a lot of stick, Larry Markkinen. Again, he's not had the best preseason. He's had a good game, and he's had 2 good games now and 2 bad games. And with Larry Markkinen, I think he deserves it more because of the stick that he gets. People are slowly turning on Larry Markkinen, and he's been doing the same things over and over in preseason, except this game the shots fell. And that's the consistency that I want to see from Larry Markkinen. Consistency in taking layups when it can be. He's a fantastic, tall, strong power forward or center. Most of the team on the OKC Thunder are not as strong, not as tall, not as versatile as Larry Markkinen. So take it to the hole sometimes. And of course, I want to see consistency in his shot. He had a fairly decent shooting game today. Not the best, but it was decent. It was a lot better than his other games. And in my opinion, he's my player of the game. In a team where offense was very hard to come by, I think he stepped up. And we need to see more players step up to get victories like this. To be honest, a victory like this is not something to take real consideration into, but if more players stepped up, then I feel like this victory would have been more valid. And in the regular season, a victory like this would never happen if we didn't have more people stepping up from our main lineup. So there is a big question mark on this victory, but whatever that you guys take about that, we are now 3-1 in the preseason. We had 3 wins, 1 loss. Our first loss was in the first game against the Houston Rockets, where we had a very similar performance, but we managed not to come back that game. This game we came back and we won, and that is a very beautiful thing to see. Now, again, you guys can leave in the comments below what you guys think about this game. I thought this game, if this was a regular season game, we wouldn't have won it. But this isn't a regular season game. It's a preseason game. We won it. I don't really take too much into the wins or losses. I take more the performances. And I don't think the performance was great today. But again, a win is going to carry momentum over into the regular season. No more preseason now. It's done. It's dusted. This game flew by for me. I couldn't really... As much as I love the Bulls, for me this game was just to get it done so we could go to the regular season. We've now got our next game, our very first game in the NBA regular season is against the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young, the Atlanta Hawks, a very good team. A team that has improved dramatically in free agency and hopefully, well, not against the Bulls, but hopefully overall has improved as a team. So I want to see us win this game. I want to see us come out and perform the way that we did against OKC in the 3rd game and against the Rockets in the 2nd game. I want to see defensive pressure. I want to see good quality shots. I want to see us attack the paint and shoot threes consistently. I want evenly spread shots. We still have not seen a majority of our bench play in preseason. I want to see our bench perform because our bench can be a difference maker, especially on the defensive end. There have been fantastic performers on the defensive end from the bench in this preseason. Chandler Hutchison, I'm looking at you. Fantastic preseason for Chandler Hutchison. So overall, I want to see us go and win that game. That is a game that we could say we should be winning because we do have a tough season. We do have a tough schedule. We do have a tough calendar. But games like this are games that I don't want to have to lose that opportunity. Now, in the end, we will win and we will lose some games, but that is the game that I really think the Bulls should be going out there and giving it everything they have to win. And let's see if we can do that. The preseason is done. It's over. Let's not talk about it anymore. We've seen what we've needed to see. We've seen good things. We've seen bad things. We've seen improvements and we've seen step backs or minor setbacks. It's now time to prove what we are in the regular season. All the questions that we have, we still have them. The regular season is the only way we're going to get true answers. And let's see if those answers will be positive or negative. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the regular season, man. We get this show on the road. We've got 72 games to discuss throughout this entire year. It's a long year, a long season. And let's see if the Bulls can make that season a successful one. Take care and peace.